Did you know your liver and your gallbladder affect your hormones? Particularly in perimenopause and menopause. And so many of my clients actually get so surprised when I ask them about their liver and gallbladder health and investigate what's happening with these organs. So your liver and your gallbladder have a big influence on your elimination and metabolism of estrogens in your body, and therefore will affect the rest of your hormones. Hi, I'm Kate Driver, naturopath and the Midlife health detective, and I've been consulting for over 26 years, and I wanted to share a little bit about what the missing pieces are, particularly when we look at hormones and what's happening with symptoms in perimenopause and menopause. And the liver and the gallbladder are so overlooked that I need to discuss it with so many people that really need help with annoying symptoms that don't tend to resolve with just balancing your hormones, because it's not just about balancing your hormones. Hormones don't just work in isolation. They have so many influences in your body, and all of the endocrine system and the organs all work together. So what I would love to talk about a little bit more is the liver and the gallbladder, because of this influence on your hormones and the estrogen metabolism. So as we age and when we go through the perimenopausal changes with the hormones, then your bile can become quite sluggish and slow. And bile is made by the liver and stored in the gallbladder, and this can become released and become more sluggish more slowly as you go through perimenopause and menopause, and cause issues, because bile has so many important processes in your body, and it has so many things that really can affect so many symptoms. So the bile will bind to these estrogens that you don't need, but also toxins and chemicals and bad cholesterol and pathogens and bacteria, and eliminate them through the bowels. And one of the bile's jobs is also to keep your bowels, your stools soft and your bowels regular. So if you're feeling like you're a bit sluggish or constipated and you're not going as well as you used to, then this can be a bile problem. But it can lead back to perhaps a slow thyroid, because if the thyroid is slowing down, even if it's subclinical and it hasn't been picked up yet as full-blown by your health professional, then this can slow down the liver and the gallbladder function and then cause some of these issues like a sluggish digestive system or estrogen dominance, because you're not eliminating and metabolizing your estrogens properly, and therefore this can suppress thyroid function and it becomes a bit of a loop. So the constipation can be an issue because of bile, but bile, as we know, also helps us break down fats. So it can actually affect things like your vitamin D levels in your body. If you've been told it's low and just to take a supplement, it can be a bile issue. It can be that because bile helps us metabolize our fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D, A, E, and K, then these can become low in the body, and you might notice that the vitamin D is lower. This can be because of other issues as well, such as magnesium deficiency and liver and kidney issues metabolizing this hormone. But yes, vitamin D is a hormone. I just thought I'd mention that it's not a vitamin, because it does work with other hormones in the body. But you can also get dry skin, and this could be because you're not breaking down the fat sufficiently, or maybe you're just not eating enough good fat in your diet. So yes, the bile is so important, and it will affect your hormones, your thyroid function, your bowels, and your digestion. So you might get constipation, as I mentioned, but you might get bloating, you might get nausea, you might have indigestion. Then the estrogen dominance, I mentioned, can cause so many other symptoms like heavier periods if you're perimenopausal, moodiness, slow thyroid function, endometriosis and estrogen dominant disorders like endometriosis, adenomyosis, fibroids, and then fatigue can also be an issue as well. And this estrogen dominance can cause an issue with the thyroid slowing down and then thyroid slowing down can mean that you don't eliminate and metabolize your estrogens as efficiently and you become estrogen dominant. So that's a bit of a vicious cycle as well. So I'd love to give you a few tips to get your bile moving, because your bile will be important also for energy in your digestion, because it helps with absorption of these fats in your body and elimination of toxins, and it can affect your sleep. If your liver and your gallbladder isn't functioning, you might find you're waking up between 2 and 4 a.m. So this is always going to affect your whole system and your energy. So what you could do is add some bitter foods. This is probably the most easiest things to do with your diet, is adding apple cider vinegar before meals, or lemon juice in water before meals, and bitter foods to your diet, and even things like dandelion root tea, because this can help with bile flow as well, is fantastic. And if you'd like to know more, I would love you to join me on my next free workshop, which is the Midlife Fatigue Fix. And I'll be going through this and much, much more about how you can fix your energy and your sleeping issues and all of the other symptoms that are so annoying in perimenopause and menopause. I'll put the link below. And if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear. And if you haven't clicked subscribe, please do. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks for listening. Bye.